I still feel like even though they've been like more viral in recent years, they're still very behind in a lot of aspects. Like a lot of people don't know where they're at, what they're doing. So today we're gonna go over pretty much all of the forms of ashi. We see how far we get through. We're gonna constantly do this drill. Like every time we do this class, eventually we're gonna do this drill just like the 10B warm-ups, where they get caught up in the first 15 minutes. That way we can progress to more advanced stuff. But initially, we got to learn how to do the warm-up itself. So this class is probably going to be mostly learning to do this warm-up, right? Let me use, can I do? So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do what we call an ashi rock drill. So I'm going to have Sebastian stand over me, and we're going to get into our straight ashi position, also known as single-legged X. Let's talk about what my legs are doing real quick, right? So I'm getting up off of my let's see how I'm flat on my back like a dead bug here. My limbs are very weak. I want to get onto my shoulder blades and push my foot into his hip. I want my toes always pointed out, right? I don't want to drape them across for the reap just yet, not because of any rule reason, but because of counter potential for him, right? So I want to keep my toes out, and this foot, a lot of people get this wrong, myself included, at like blue belt, purple belt, right? We all want to hook up on one leg here, right? This is actually way less effective than getting the shoelaces of this foot to the far hamstring here and then bringing my knee up high and trying to glue it to my heel, right? Now I can see my knee line, right? Again, a concept that people don't understand fully. My knee line is, what is a line, right? In geometry, it's 2 points connecting. My knee line is my 2 knee points, point A, point B. This is the knee line. Right? So this is what I'm trying to control here, right? And the way my legs are kicking, I'm not simply pinching my knees. I am pinching my knees, but I'm also like bicycle kicking here, right? My left leg is back heeling to my ass. My right leg is kicking forward, right? And we're in this position here, right? I should also be relaxed, right? Notice how I'm talking to you guys this whole time. I'm not like straining, right? Get used to breathing in this position. It is gonna strain your core at first, but that's the point. We're gonna start rocking to the next leg. And when I say rocking, I mean specifically keeping my spine like a rocking chair. Think of how much weight a rocking chair, right? Your big fat grandma, right? On a rocking chair, it's gonna be like this. I'm gonna go boom, 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 boom. Notice how quickly I can do this when I rock. When I flatten out, I have to re-engage my core every time I jump up. When I rock, I can do this fairly quickly, right? So we just want to do this. Let's get like 20 reps each. So 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20, and then switch top to bottom. The next guy gets his 20. Make sure both of you guys count your reps. Stop when you're done so I know everybody's done and we can move on. Yeah? Let's give it a shot. This is the same thing. We're gonna have our ashi position here. I want to control one of the legs. If I can't reach his secondary leg, I use this shoelace on the hamstring, and I pull my knee to my chest, right? And it brings that knee to me, right? I catch that ankle. Now we're gonna do the in and out sweep, right? My knees are gonna go in and then out. So I'm here, I'm gonna go in, out. And we drop our opponent down. Now, look, the same control applies. Knee to heel, find this foot to get the shoelace to the hamstring. And right now we will, normally in a real sense, I will have the ankle, but I want you guys to practice with just the legs right now. That way we ensure that we're squeezing correctly, right? I'm back heeling, like I said before, the method of control is the same. I'm bicycle kicking, knee pinching, and keeping this nice and glued. Now Sebastian is just gonna scoot backwards, 3 to 5 scoots, and I should be able to stay glued to him the entire time without losing the knee line without my arms, right? Obviously, when I do this for real, I will have my arms in play, and it should be even harder now for him to actually extract. If I squeeze incorrectly, let's say I go on one leg, right, and he just scoots away, right, see how already it's starting to loosen, right, and by 3, I've lost the knee line, right? If that's happening, we're squeezing incorrectly, what we want to do is practice this squeeze here. Go ahead, scoop, 1, 2, 3, 3 to 5, and then switch, right? If there's a problem, try to adjust it. Otherwise, this should be relatively easy, and we should all be done with this pretty quickly. Different forms of ashi. There's going to be 7, right? 7 main forms of ashi. Over the course of the month, we should be learning all 7. this drill is going to have all 7 in them. We're going to break down the first 3. I want everybody to try to remember the names because it's going to be very important when you're calling out names that you understand which position you're in. Now the importance of this position or this drill, guys, is to realize that any leg lock you get is going to be in one of these 7 positions, right? Even though these 7 positions also have sub positions, right? Like you're going to see like cross ashi has like leg laces and stuff, right? There's different sub positions of that main one, but they're all the same core position, and you're going to see what I mean in a second. So start onto the ground. You guys can start from the top if you want to get your sweep in, but we're going to start in simply enough straight ashi. Feel free to circle around to watch my feet and whatnot. This is straight ashi. You're gonna hear me talk about open and closed wedges or open and closed legs. That's gonna be my legs. Right now they're open, right? They're not closed like such. This is gonna be straight ashi. This leg is straight across my body. My first transition, we call it passing the leg over, right? I'm gonna reach for this ankle. I'm gonna pass it over to my top hip, and I'm gonna readjust on his knee here. Now we're in what we call top side ashi, right? This is slightly different from cross ashi because my legs are open, right? If my legs are open, we're in top side ashi here. So that's the first 2. And now the third, we're going into cross ashi, or honey hole, or 411, or the saddle, or inside sankaku, right? They're all the same name for the same position. We'll call it cross ashi or honey hole for the most part. That's what I usually call them. But anyway, notice my hips are facing the wall over there, right? I want them to face the bathrooms. So I'm gonna cup the knee, pop up to my hand, turn my hips facing those bathrooms, and now look, I can throw my triangle in very easily. And I'm gonna find the secondary leg. One arm below the knee, one arm above the knee, and I pull it over my knee. Throw this straight ankle grip here, and we have leg lace, right? This is a form of cross ashi. Right, cross ashi or honey hole, whatever you want to call it, is going to be here without that leg lace. But as you can see, the leg is crossed. My legs are locked to the inside, right? And we should end up here. So that's the first 3, right? Let's go for the top. We can do, let me get you one more here. Open out, so straight ashi, top side ashi, cross ashi. Got it? Try one more time. Straight ashi, top side ashi, cross ashi. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Let's hit it. Straight, top side, and cross ashi. So now I want you guys starting from the top the entire time. So sit the ground. Start from straight. That way we just get our reps in. But now we're gonna work on the next few. So I go top side, cross. Now I want to go into inside ashi, also known as the reaper. Right? My legs went from the my legs went to the inside. His leg is across my hip. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna take this leg. I'm gonna pass it over again. Right? I go baseball back grip. I go flat to my back. I pull. If I start to lose the knee line in this position, go ahead, start scooting away. I dig my heels to the ground and I pull him back towards me. Now I swim. And I'm turning his knee in this way, right, for our reaper. I could even control this ankle here, right? This is a reaper position, also known as inside ashi, right? Because my ashi is on the inside of his legs, right? This is where we can apply heel hooks. We're gonna go over finishing details later. But right now, inside ashi. One more time for the transition. We have cross ashi. I take the leg, I pass it back over. We have inside ashi. Now, to show you outside ashi, I'm gonna throw my legs from the inside to the outside. This is outside ashi, also known as DOA, double outside ashi. To be honest, I don't know why we call it double outside ashi. I don't think there is a single leg ashi, or single, yeah.
Single outside?
Yeah, so we should just call it outside ashi. So anyway, but you know, anytime I hear DOA, I think dead on arrival anyway. I never think double outside ashi. But anyway, we have double outside ashi from inside, inside, outside. Now we're gonna turn into reverse ashi. I'm gonna scoop his leg, turn my ass towards him, and push into him here. Now I have two legs pushing into the floor. my ass sitting into his sternum, and we're in reverse ashi, right? Now, from reverse ashi, we just do one more scoot, and we're back to cross ashi, right? So we have a little drill we can play here. We go straight ashi, top side ashi, cross ashi, inside ashi, outside, reverse, cross, right? And we could do that all the time. Just that last three we could do infinitely, just to get used to controlling that leg, right? And that's gonna be straight ashi, top side ashi, cross ashi, inside, outside, and reverse. We have one more, and that's 50-50. Doesn't actually have ashi in the title. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's hit these 6 right now. We'll get into 50-50 to make the transition, to get the full flow in. But now that you guys got a good brief understanding of each position, let's start working a couple finishes just to show you guys some attacks from here. So there's gonna be a really big concept that I want you guys to play with that I learned a few years ago that I don't see anybody really doing still, and you'll get away with doing it to a lot of people, but you won't get it on me or anybody that I show the counter to if you know the counter. We'll go over that in a minute. The first thing is talking about this straight ankle here. I want to catch this leg anywhere below the knee, right? I'm not going to try to finish on this calf, but I have great control, right? The straight ankle grip, guys, is one of the best controls in the sport, gi or no gi, right? Especially in no gi, I can hold a straight ankle grip for a very long time, all right? It's very effective. Now, from the straight ankle, I want to stay on my elbow. This is a huge key. I don't want to fall to my shoulder, and we'll talk about when I'm allowed to fall to my shoulder. But if my legs are open, I want to stay up on my elbow. It's a general rule, and we'll talk about why in a second. My right hand is going to go into a shotgun grip. We call this shotgun and lasso, right? Or like Indiana Jones or some shit, right? I go shotgun here. That's actually a good name for it. I might name it that now. Shotgun here, and then lasso with left arm. I'm gonna push and slide, right? And now I have his foot, if you notice the backs of his toes, completely eliminated all the space. You might need to do this a couple times. But I can start here, and I slide right back, and I catch my wrist where his Achilles meets. You'll feel it catch, right? It's not gonna let you slide away. It catches to that Achilles. I place my elbow on the mat, right? Now look how I'm making a plus sign with my forearm and his shin. If I make an X like this, a lot of people will do this, it's gonna feel a lot more natural down here, but this is gonna be way weaker. And the tension changed dramatically. I wanna be here, right? Notice the blade of my forearm is going into his Achilles. I'm not spreading butter, I'm cutting through. Notice the change on his face just from the wrist. Right here, he's chilling. Right here, this is not great, right? I go high elbow guillotine grip. I'm gonna look over my left shoulder and start applying pressure with my arms. That's tap 1. I get with just the arms. Now my hips. This is the big thing that people do wrong. They get here and they thrust their hips forward. What happens when I thrust my hips forward? I fall backwards and he comes up. I may or may not get him, or I just create this scramble and it becomes a problem. So I don't wanna thrust my hips forward first. I wanna teeter-totter my hips. So my right hip is gonna go straight to the ceiling, right? I'm gonna go here, right? You see that? Put all the weight into his leg. So I go here. Now I go forward, right? And I call it like a stairway to heaven because I'm drawing like a staircase. Up, forward. I can go up again, forward again. Notice, it's here, 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 and I keep applying that lock here. Notice where my pressure goes. If I go too much forward, I go backwards. If I go up first, now I go belly down. That's where all my weight is gonna come from into that straight ankle, right? So I'm here, shotgun lasso, elbow to the ground, and I finish with just the hip, just the shoulder. Now everything, hip, shoulder, and thrust, and I finish.
right? Don't forget this shoulder also. Left, up, back, and around. If you relax it, it's gonna start sometimes hunch here. It's gonna be, it's not a problem. His foot's never gonna be stronger than your shoulder. You're just not paying attention to it, and it starts to chill. But when I bring this back, right, and then I do everything together, right? So from the top, and make sure you guys really want. Finish. Also, real quick, misconception with the straight ankle is that you want his leg to be straight. It's called straight ankle, not straight leg, right? If Sebastian's leg is straight, he can put a strong boot, and it takes a lot longer for me to destroy that boot. If I can bend Sebastian's leg, now his boot is weak as shit, and I'm gonna finish the straight ankle. So remember, straight ankle, not straight leg. Bend his leg for that straight ankle. Got it? Mm-hmm. Let's try to hit it. Shotgun lasso, straight ankle on straight ashi. I want to use the straight ankle as a, there's a battle of attrition going on between his ankle and my back muscles, right? So if I'm here and I start using my shotgun or whatever I am to slide back on his foot, but Sebastian's got his boot really strong, right? I'm not gonna try to finish. I'm just gonna start putting pressure into his foot, right? I'm constantly holding this position. I understand this is a strong position, and like I have pressure over time. Look at his foot. It's starting to dwindle already, right? Over time, I'm gonna feel that pressure, and I can constantly readjust the shotgun grip until I feel, now I feel that foot collapsing, and now it's mine, right? If I tried to finish over here, it's gonna be very hard. It's possible if you're a big fucking ape of a human, right? You know, you got Sumo Kyle from Colorado Springs, 300-pound sumo guy doing this to you. He finishes straight ankles up here. You finish it up here. Just like, bah, right? It's fucking retarded. But unless you're a 300-pound ogre, you want to extend that foot. And if you're losing to the foot, right, don't worry, you're gonna win over time. If you're not winning over time over the foot, you're fighting Superman or something, and it's not good. You need a gun. Yeah, but either way, go for it. I want you hitting the first one, and we're still gonna hit another straight ankle, but we're passing over again to topside ashi. Remember the second form of ashi here. Now I'm gonna hit what we call the topside straight ankle, or the Russian straight ankle. You'll hear it referred to as different things. I like to use what I call a pistol grip, right? This part of my wrist is gonna reach back for his Achilles, like so, right? Like this little retard hand, right? I got this, right? I don't want to just punch this in. This is too deep on his calf, right? And it's hard for me to slide back. I can't shotgun on this side. So I go pistol, I lift, and then I snake my hand right in. Now look where that blade is, right on that Achilles. I look over that left shoulder again. A good rule of thumb, guys, if I'm on my left hip, I'm gonna be on my left elbow, and I'm gonna look over my left shoulder. If I'm on my right hip, I'm gonna be on my right elbow, I'm gonna look over my right shoulder, right? It's generally dependent on which hip I'm on, right? So I'm looking over that left shoulder, I'm applying the pressure, and also, notice my hip is touching my wrist. That's where I'm gonna apply my hips through the lock. If my hip is like out here and this does nothing, right? That does everything. And I'm gonna do the other mechanics as well. Hips up, and I hit it there. Notice where the breaking range is. I draw a line from his ankle in a big circle around my hip. That's the range I have to break his leg. He's tapping around this range here, right? So done correctly, he's tapping right there. Done theoretically, right? We're boom, boom, boom. And I'm just fucking. His leg broke a while ago if I'm that far, right? So this is the one that you'll see a lot of fib and tim breaks, like when big heavy dudes get into this top position. We got a lot of angle here, a lot of range. They come up and they just fucking blast into it. This is where you're gonna get potential real bad damage. Whereas the other ankle, okay, it is possible, but more likely you're just gonna pop your like IT ligament in your ankle. It's gonna suck, you have a sprained ankle, but you'll probably still even be able to fight that match through, or that fight. You won't feel it until like later that day or the next day. This shit is gonna break your leg, possibly, and you'll really notice, your body will notice. Anyway, so hit your straight ankle, cross over to top side straight ankle, and finish here. I used to like to play the cross body, but we're gonna talk about why I don't like that and why I like to stay on the elbow in a few minutes. Got it? Mm-hmm. Let's give it a shot. Personally, all right, so when I first started doing straight ankles, there was a lot of times where I'd lock it up, we'd fall to the shoulder to put more weight into it, then also lift the leg and finish, right? And yes, that does put more weight into his leg. If you are a big guy, dropping to your shoulder will put some more weight here. However, this guy gets de-weighted. So real quick, I want Sebastian to put me in a straight ankle. Get this foot over here, right? And now, I want you to stay on your elbow and do not let me pull this foot up, right? It's pretty difficult. I can't do it. Drop to your shoulder. Now don't let me pull this foot up. And now I'm gonna take this heel hook over this straight ankle every time. Right, let's try again. Right, stay on your elbow. Eventually I can do it, but it's fucking hard. Yeah. Drop to the shoulder. And I finish.
Let me try that.
Yeah. Flex, 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 right? And then I have a heel hook. Even if he had a strong straight ankle here, yeah, in class, maybe if he's a big guy, right, and I don't want to race him here and break his leg, I might tap. But if we both trade here, I'm gonna destroy his leg, and he's gonna like pop my ankle maybe, and I'm gonna win this trade almost every single time, right? The only way I'm not gonna win it is being a nice training partner. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna, I'll tap because I don't want to hurt him. But if I really want to trade with him, I'll walk away with a sore ankle and he's gonna go to the hospital, right? So it's not a great trade. And again, like I said, I went from white belt to black belt, finishing a lot of tournaments, getting a lot of gold medals by falling here, right? I did it multiple times. However, if I fought a clone of myself or anybody that knows this detail, as soon as I fall here, he's gonna take that foot, go ahead, right? Put it into that armpit, and I'm in trouble, big trouble, right? That heel hook comes on quick there, right? So you see, like I said, you're gonna get away with it on a lot of people, but you won't get away with it on anybody that knows this counter, right? This is because our legs are open, right? And you were asking me, or you were asking me a similar question here. So, when my legs close, this changes. If I go to double outside ashi here, boom, right? Now I can drop to the shoulder. And then when he tries to lift my leg, it's not gonna be a big deal, right? If I'm in situations like this, right? And I'm straight ankling this side, I'm good to drop, right? I don't have to come up here. I'm good to stay here, right? If I'm in outside ashi with heel hooks, I wanna drop to that shoulder. Anytime I'm blocking out here with both those feet, right? So good rule of thumb, when I'm open wedges, I generally stay with a straight ankle grip, and I look for my straight ankles, and I look to stay on my elbow. When my legs lace up in other positions here, this is when it's good to start sucking on the knee, looking for heel hooks, and applying those other ones. We were gonna talk about heel hooks on the next class, guys. I don't think we have time to hit it. Right now, I want you guys to hit those moves again. We're gonna hit straight ankle from straight ashi, straight ankle from top side, and I want you to work pulling that leg out when somebody's on the elbow versus on the shoulder, right? And see if anybody can keep their leg in place while on the shoulder. It's very hard.
Can you show, the piece about where you bring your hip up and then hip in? Can you show that detail real quick?
For the regular straight?
Right,
Yeah.
where you lift your hip and then...
Yes. So, shotgun here, this hip up, right? I'm going this way, right? So if I go forwards first, I fall backwards. So don't go forwards. See, if I drew a V on my hips, right? I keep that V, I go up high, and then I straighten the V.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what's gonna get the extension there.
It's almost like your shoulder, as you do that, is dropping towards the mat too.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's like he's tapping before your shoulder.
I'm going chest down though. So when I'm going down, it is going down, but I'm not falling here as much as I'm falling here, right? I'm gonna go belly down with it. And again, guys, if I'm in any straight ankle grip, especially topside ashi, this is a great way to show this position. let me go over, people are gonna see this heel hook here, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I got a heel hook that's gonna be very, very powerful here. If Sebastian does absolutely nothing, yes, I can make it work. But I have open wedges like we discussed, no real control on that top hip. As soon as I go to heel hook in here, he's gonna spin. Right, and he's out. Unless I catch that roll, which is very unlikely, he's probably gonna start passing me. Right, I troll people out open mats all the time with this. I give them my foot, they go to topside ashi and they're like, ooh, heel hook. And they're like, they fall for it, they're like, I give them the heel like that, they take it, and I'm just here. And then I'm starting, I'm starting to counter.
Sorry.
Right? So, either way, when we go into topside ashi, I notice my wedge is open, so I hold my straight ankle. If he decides to spin out of the straight ankle, go ahead, I just follow, right? I can trap him here and finish upside down, or worst case scenario, I just follow him all the way through, and look, I can lock up into a inside, and then expose the heel and break, right? Always use your straight ankle method of control. It's one of the best. And I've always said this for years now. If you're a guy that considers himself a leg lock guy, and you say, I'm good at heel hooks, but not straight ankles, or I'm good at straight ankles, but not heel hooks, you don't have a good leg lock game. They work together, they synergize so well that I feel like you have to be good at straight ankles to even be considered to be good at heel hooks. And the same thing vice versa. You have to be good at heel hooks to be considered to be good at straight ankles. And the reason being is most of his defense to my straight ankle is gonna expose the heel hook. Most of his defense to my heel hook is not necessarily gonna expose the straight ankle, but it's gonna be stopped by my straight ankle, right? So anytime he tries to spin away or eject from heel hook positions, he will not out of my straight ankle. However, we gotta make sure that we don't get too excited. People get too excited, they get in the position, they try to wrench a heel without actually locking into place, and maybe their guy sucks and they get it and they think they're good, but most of the time their opponent's hips aren't controlled and they have full mobility to just like roll out. They might not know it. But either way, let's clean that up a little bit, and let's see how much. Drill this flow. Drill the flow through all 7, take a couple straight ankles. We're gonna drill the flow through all 7 every time we run this class. So the quicker we get done with that flow, the more shit we can cover. The next lesson, we're gonna go from our straight ankles to our heel hooks, right? And we're gonna learn the difference between straight attacks, twisting attacks, and then we're gonna also add some defensive concepts as well. That way we're all safe. Mostly it's gonna be like heel hooks, the demystification of heel hooks, because people think they're so dangerous. We all, being a 10P gym, kind of know that they're the same shit as any other move. However, I'm sure that there's still people out there kind of scared. Don't be scared of the leg locks. The more you're scared of the leg locks, the more susceptible you are to get hurt by them, right? Imagine if we came in here and we as a gym said we did not do Kimuras. Imagine how shitty our Kimura defense would be. Imagine how many people would get hurt, how many shoulders would get blown out because they moved backwards into them. Right? It's the same thing, right? They got banned because some fucking guy didn't like the fact that he got heel hooked and made them a thing. So practice them, be safe with them. They are all dangerous moves, so don't be like haphazardly ripping anything. If you feel like you need to rip something, you're probably doing it wrong. Right? Notice how far and how easy it is to get these submissions in a drilling setting when we do it correctly. How little we actually have to apply. Right? If you're applying anything more than you had to apply like the drilling by like a substantial amount, stop. Like you're either gonna hurt your partner or yourself. Maybe the other guy should have tapped, but they're being a fucking idiot and they're gonna let their leg break. Just be safe with it. Practice the drills. We'll get the defensive concepts on Thursday, and that's about it. Thank you guys.
Dude, thank you.